Hi, my name is Michaela Rady, and today I'm going to provide you guys with an overview of the business continuity plan that I put together for Midstate Equipment. Before we get started, I did want to provide you guys with a description of the work that Midstate Equipment performs. So they are a small business, heavy equipment construction company. Their heavy equipment includes scrapers, loaders, excavators, and much more. They perform a variety of work such as equipment maintenance, road construction projects, equipment rentals, and joint venture projects within the interior of Alaska. I have worked for them for 7 years, and I am very close with my supervisor who helped me to form this business continuity plan. She also provided me with some ideas of how they would recover from a disruption to the facility. So let's get started. The business continuity plan consists of 4 sections. The introduction provides general statements about the organization of the plan. It helps to establish responsibilities within the plan, such as testing, training, and maintaining the continuity plan. Section 2 provides the strategy that Midstate Equipment would implement to maintain the business continuity plan in the event of a facility's disruption. Section 3 provides the recovery team procedures and assigns specific responsibilities within the plan. And Section 4 provides appendices including the mission critical functions, recovery or resource requirements, vital records, and much more. The objectives of Midstate Equipment's business continuity plan include to facilitate timely recovery of core business functions, to protect the well-being of employees, their families, and customers, to minimize the loss of revenue and minimize the loss of data if possible, as well as minimize the critical decisions to be made in a time of crisis, and to overall maintain the public image and reputation of Midstate Equipment. I did want to provide you guys with the executive summary and the overall mission of Midstate Equipment. So their mission is to deliver a quality product to the customer satisfaction every time, on time, and within budget. In order to meet the needs of the organization's mission, the following business continuity plan has been designed to provide guidance during the event of an emergency, ensuring that all critical processes remain operational. Critical functions, vital records, and processes have been determined, including the resources needed to fulfill those processes over a certain period of time. With guidance from the business continuity plan, the organization's management will implement training programs to ensure that accuracy and continuity is conveyed from the use of the plan. The following plan will ensure the organization is able to proceed forward with critical functions and processes in the event that an interruption has occurred, ensuring that all individuals remain safe and unharmed. So the strategy section consists of and defines the strategy devised to maintain business continuity in the event of facilities disruption. So priorities of Midstate Equipment is to ensure the safety of all personnel, as well as to recover critical business processes, which is able to be put into effect at an alternate cold site location, which has been established by Midstate Equipment. The relocation strategy and alternate business site consists of recovery plan phases, disaster occurrence, plan activation, alternate site operations, vital records backup, and restoration of hard copy files, forms, and supplies, as well as the online access to Midstate Equipment's computer systems. Midstate Equipment uses Dropbox for all of their files, which can be accessed from an alternate location. Recovery team procedures defines the specific roles and responsibilities of individuals within the business continuity plan and within the organization. This was difficult to do because Midstate Equipment is an informal construction company, so a lot of employees don't have titles But John Bram is the president of Midstate Equipment and the co-founder. He is the president of all operations of Midstate Equipment and makes the final decision. And so he is the overall coordinator of Midstate's recovery team, while the executive vice president is Roxanna Bram, his wife. Duties would be assigned based on recovery team area of responsibility, and to follow would be Brett Wenslick, the purchasing director. Here we have the order of succession. So as I mentioned earlier, president would be John Bram. He makes the final decision and would declare a disaster if that event were to occur. The executive vice president, Roxanna Bram, vice president operations, Alicia Bram Perkins, and then the purchasing director, Brett Wenslick, and so on and so forth. The critical functions of Midstate Equipment include to fulfill the contract obligations. When Midstate is awarded a contract and their duty is to perform that work on time and within budget, they always have a deadline, so that is a critical function. Move equipment to the job site location. The equipment needs to get to the job site in order for work to be performed. Operate equipment. Personnel is needed to run the equipment so work can be performed. Equipment maintenance. The equipment needs to be up and running and operating efficiently. And parts are needed to maintain equipment, while equipment work orders are recorded to make sure we are recording what work is being performed on the equipment, as well as payroll. So the recovery time objectives and the recovery point objectives are as follows. To fulfill the contract agreements, a recovery time objective would be 24 hours to 12 hours. As I said, there is deadlines to fulfill contract agreements, and this is based on seasonal work. A lot of our work is performed in the summertime, so this varies. And move equipment to the job site, there's also deadlines, so 24 hours to 12 hours point objective would be a good time frame. Equipment operations, 24 hours to 12 hours as well, while equipment maintenance, 48 hours to 24 hours. We like to give the mechanics a little bit more time to work on the equipment to try to figure out what's going on, as well as ordering parts. We have parts generally on hand at the shop to keep in stock. In the case a disaster were to occur and we were unable to get parts, we have those on hand. So there's also leniency and time for that as well. Equipment work orders are deferrable, as in they can be pushed back to 6 months. They're just needed to be recorded on what is being worked on in the equipment. As well as payroll. Payroll is performed weekly within the construction area, and this can also be done manually, though QuickBooks is very helpful. So resource requirements. Our personnel and our employees are a huge asset to Midstate Equipment, and we generally have about 12 to 15 employees yearly or annually, and the building itself is a huge resource where work is performed. Both the office and equipment is maintained within the shop. If there were to be equipment within the shop and a disaster were to occur, we'd also lose those resources, as well as the mechanics' tools. There's about 8 mechanics toolboxes within the shop, though there is alternate ways to get those resources from various vendors. Still, that would be a huge loss to the mechanics and Midstate. Laptops, QuickBooks and Dropbox are resources, data, internet access, networked PCs, mobile phones, fax machine, work vehicles. These are generally parked outside, but they are a resource. And lube truck, which is used by the mechanics in a fuel truck to fill up the equipment at a job site, as well as the boom truck. So vital records include contract agreements, financial records, and employee information. and insurance documentation. We use mission critical systems to store these vital records. So for instance, we use Dropbox, and all of these records are kept on hand in the office but are also backed up to Dropbox, which can be located and accessed from an alternate location. So mission critical systems include Dropbox, QuickBooks, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and user ID and passwords. Fortunately, these are all accessible from an alternate location, which has been established by Midstate Equipment. A cold site is available in the event of a facility's disruption. And alternatively, personnel also have the option of working from home. As of now, we do have a few personnel who work part-time from home. Since we use laptops and Dropbox, that makes it possible. I chose a cold site because there's, like I said, 12 to 15 employees working for Midstate Equipment, and Midstate Equipment actually has connexes that they would be able to set up office space to proceed forward with business processes in the event of a disruption. So, a yearly audit of the business continuity plan will take place May 1st of every year. May 1st is a good time to go over the business continuity plan because it's the startup of construction season, and will get us refreshed on if anything were to happen over the season. Discussion-based approach will be used to implement trainings of the business continuity plan. Midstate Equipment already uses discussion-based approach to perform their weekly safety meetings, so they're already familiar with the discussion-based approach, as well as tabletop exercises will also be an effective way to get employees to understand their roles within the business continuity plan. And that is it for my business continuity plan for Midstate Equipment, and thank you.